Welcome back. Happy New Year to you all. Now, I've been getting a lot of emails, a lot of phone calls, text messages asking me, when is the show coming back? Are you going to do a show for basketball? I get it, but hey, the Bible said be patient, and it also says take a break. So we needed a much needed break, and God told me to come back on the greatest day he created. Welcome back to the Golden Bull Sports Review. I'm Aurelia Washington, Sports Information Director here at Johnson C. Smith University. We are energized and we are ready. And you know what time it is? It's CIAA basketball time. But it's not only basketball, it's indoor track and field and bowling. But before that, we want to wish everyone a happy new year and welcome back to a great 2026 spring season. Before we get into basketball, let's jump into track and field real quick. Indoor track season has started and the release of the indoor track athlete has been announced. Kobe Mack placed third in the men's long jump with a mark of 6.6 meters. That's 21 feet in the Clemson Invitational over the weekend. Each week, this young man has improved in his event. This week, the track team is headed to New York to participate in the HBCU Classic in New York. Now back to basketball. As you know, the non-conference has some ups and downs, and conference play has started in December. We are right in the middle of the pack, but I got a chance to talk to both coaches as conference play has started. I got a chance to talk to Coach Antwain Banks, the head men's basketball coach. Welcome back. I am joined by head men's basketball coach Antwain Banks. Coach Banks, thank you for joining me.
I appreciate you having me.
Coach, we started the basketball season. You kind of have, ups and downs, but we are in the middle of CIAA basketball. Kind of talk about against Emory and Henry. That was your last non-conference. Kind of talk about that.
Well, I think it was important for us to get that game in right after break. Right before conference play. Therefore, we wasn't just jumping into CIAA play without any warm-up games or a tune-up game, as I would call it. Very good league. We had already played Lenoir Ryan and Lincoln Memorial out of that league. So it was a good game to play right before headed up to that tough game at Lincoln.
Now, against Lincoln, you pulled out a great win, won by 1 point. Kind of talk about Lincoln.
I mean, Lincoln, it's tough travel to begin with, just tough-minded. Coach Julius Hodge is doing a phenomenal job there, transitioning that team to where they were just the CIAA champs 2 years ago. He had a great run with them last year. I think this year it's more of his guys kind of taking on his mindset, his mentality as far as what Lincoln is going to look like under him. And it was a great game, came down to the last possession. We were able to make the last play, and, they ran out of time, you know what I mean? And a huge road win for us to try to pick up some momentum to come into this home stretch.
Now, speaking of home stretch, Coach, you faced off against Elizabeth City State, great win for that, and then you start off coming against Virginia State, defending champs. Kind of fell off with that. Kind of talk about those two teams.
Well, I mean, night in and night out, it doesn't matter if you're at home or away. You got to come hooked up, ready to play in the CIAA. And, we was fortunate enough to had played Elizabeth City in November. So, even though it was a conference game, it was a non-conference matchup. So we was able to get our feet wet as far as what conference play, get familiar with them. So when they came in the second time around, the scout was a little bit easier for us just because we was familiar with those guys compared to maybe some of the other teams that we hadn't faced. So the guys did a phenomenal job sticking to the scouting report. First home game to start off league play. So guys were excited about that. And, defensively, we've kind of went to a matchup zone and, trying to make that our identity now. And I thought that was the best game that we actually executed. The matchup zone, communicating and taking some things away to where, probably was our best defensive stand that we've made so far. And we were able to pull out the win and get some momentum. Unfortunately, going up against Virginia State, who is, the defending champs, and obviously everybody know Coach Blow does a phenomenal job over there. And, just to start the game, we came out slow and we spotted them too many points and it got away from us early to where we was playing catch up. From the start to the finish, and hats off to them. They did a great job coming in, taking away some things we wanted to do, and we just weren't able to bounce back and get that game.
Now, against Bluefield State, this is your first game, lost in overtime, first overtime loss. Talk about Bluefield State, or talk about that game.
I mean, a great game, if you're a fan watching. Unfortunately for us, that's a game that we had to get. We came up short into regulation, ran out of gas in overtime. They did a great job of, coming in and, getting the win. So guys are bitter right now. Fought hard to try to get that one, knowing we needed that one to close out playing the Northern Division. We wanted to at least be 3-3 going into the Southern Division, but now we're behind the 8 ball, putting us at 2-4. So we got a lot of work to do, and unfortunately, being in the league, it doesn't get any easier.
Right.
But I do think we're improving. I do think we're getting better, even though it's not showing up on that win-loss column. But if we just stay the course, we just continue to buy in and trust one another. This thing isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. You want to play your best basketball in February going into March. That's been the message from day one. That's the message right now. Just keeping these guys locked in and believing in one another and not getting discouraged by these, these heartbreak losses to where, their confidence start to waver. We're going to continue to chop wood. We're going to continue coaching. We're going to continue teaching. And the main thing is, man, just stay together, stay the course, trust the process, and keep getting better each game.
Now, 3 young men are in double figures. Trey Pettigrew, who's a transfer, and then 2 returners, Jamari Bryant and Jared Davis. Talk about Trey Pettigrew, who's a transfer.
I mean, Division I transfer, highly recruited coming out of high school, top 50, top 60 kid. Played high mid-major basketball, was able to play in March Madness as a freshman. And with the transfer portal and the way college basketball is today, man, the last 2 years haven't went his way. Doing, the recruiting process, speaking with him, his family, and some people close to him, wanted him to take a chance on me and what I'm trying to do here at Johnson C. Smith, even though, going into it, it wasn't the ideal situation for them, for what they were seeking. But, for an opportunity to have a chance to play and showcase your talent the last 2 years, he wasn't able to do that for whatever reason. And so for him to come here and just have an opportunity to play, and I think he's showcasing some of his talents. But the thing about it is that he hasn't played in 2 years either. So him getting accustomed to this role, being in this situation, he's still trying to grow into that and what comes with that. And as we're coaching him and, trying to get him to lead us, we're asking him to do more and provide more. And I think he's trying to figure out what that looks like, because, from a scoring standpoint, he's right there, 16, 17,
16 points.
shooting maybe close to 45% from the field. He's maybe right at 40, 41 from 3. But, I need more rebounds. I need more decision-making, play-making, creating for others. And, he's trying to get better with that. He's trying to learn how to do that. He's a high-usage guy. The ball's in his hands. So he has to understand that, you have to embrace that responsibility and understand that, if you want to be that guy, then, you got to show up and do it every single night. And, he's been phenomenal, man. He's an everyday guy. He allows me to coach him. Didn't come with the mindset of, that prima donna high mid-major mindset coming down to Division II level. You're talking about NIL, you're talking about different resources, man. And for him to come and embrace the university and just embrace whatever comes with it, man, he's been phenomenal from that aspect, man. Couldn't have been a better situation for him or myself.
Okay. Now, Coach, next 2 games. Virginia Union Wednesday, and then we start Southern Division play with Fayetteville State. Talk about those next 2 games, starting off with Virginia Union.
Well, man, listen, Virginia Union, man, Jay Butler's doing a phenomenal job over there. They were banged up last year. He had a lot of guys hurt. He was able to retain those guys. Those guys are healthy. They jumped out and really took the league. Not even by surprise. I mean, he's been pretty steady as long as Jay's been there. And, I think they're still undefeated in the league right now. When we went up there to play them in Richmond, they smacked us in the mouth pretty good. To be able to get that second game back, to be able to, get that bitter taste out of our mouth, but just to show up and compete and just let everybody know that wasn't who we represent. That wasn't who we are game one. But now it's still going to be a dogfight. They do a great job with their identity. That zone is phenomenal. The defense travels. So, they do a really good job making it hard for you to get open looks. They do a great job of boxing out and rebounding the basketball, trying to limit second chance opportunities. So it's going to be another tough one. I think it's another good game to play leading up into the Southern Division right before we play, because it's going to be a tough matchup. And then obviously when we go to the CIAA tournament, that first round, we're going to be matched up with the Northern Division anyway. So it's going to prep us, and tomorrow, I expect to have a better showing than what we had game one. And then going into Saturday, Fayetteville State, at least, tomorrow will be 6 games in 9 days. So it's a tough stretch that we've been on here lately. But going into Fayetteville State, everybody knows, Devin, was at Bluefield State, had that great run, brought the kids with him from Bluefield State to Fayetteville State. They've had a couple of guys banged up and out. They got those guys back, and it's starting to reflect and show in the standings to where they are, where they expect to be. So we expect them to be one of the top teams in our side. Fortunately, we have them at home, and even though we dropped the last 2 at home, we got to protect home court. You got to win your home games, and the style of play, they're going to get up in you. They're going to press you for 40 minutes. They want to play fast. We got to slow the tempo down a little bit. We have to take care of the basketball. Can't have live ball turnovers to play into what they want to try to create chaos and havoc and get easy buckets. So it's going to come down to some discipline, to which take care of the ball, take good shots, and slow them down in transition. And if we can do those things, we'll give ourselves a chance to win.
All right, thank you, Coach. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
In the new year, this week, Johnson C. Smith hosted Elizabeth City State, Virginia State, and most recently Bluefield State. I caught up with head women's basketball coach Vanessa Taylor to talk about the previous games and the upcoming games that we have this week. Welcome back. Joining me is head women's basketball coach Vanessa Taylor. Coach Taylor, thank you for joining me.
Yes, definitely. Glad to be here.
Coach, after Christmas break, you started up the new year facing off with Johnson and Wells. You had that victory and everything, and then you started off in conference play. Kind of talk about Johnson and Wells and going into on the road at Bowie State.
Well, with us only being a mile apart, it's certainly a great rivalry that we're developing. And so actually their head coach there was a young lady when she was playing, someone that I actually wanted to recruit to come here. And so we've known each other since then, but she's doing Alexis is doing a phenomenal job there. But we want to keep that game going because it was so close. We shared the city, the uptown together, so that's important. And that was how we ended actually our preseason, or what we call non-conference play.
Right, and going into conference play, Bowie State, you won against Bowie State and Elizabeth City State home. So you basically starting, it's a 2-week type home with Elizabeth City State. Kind of talk about against Elizabeth City State.
Well, the momentum we got from the Bowie win, because Bowie is a phenomenal team, we carried that into the Elizabeth City State team. Coach Ebony's doing a phenomenal job there. They are very tough. They play hard. They get after it. And so we want to, and our goal is just to make sure that we match that at home. And as we're growing as a team, we want to get better and better every day. And so that gives the young women momentum to take into the next game. And then also confidence, playing with some confidence now about what they're being asked to do and what their role is.
Now with that, Virginia State came in, kind of had a tough one with that. But going into that, Lanai Sims and Salote Franklin, they showed an improvement, from non-conference into conference game, going into double figures, scoring against Virginia State. Talk about those 2 young ladies.
They have. Lanaya is no stranger to the CIAA. She transferred to us from Winston-Salem State. And Salote is definitely getting her feet, or has gotten her feet wet in the conference as well now with a couple of games that we've actually played. And they're leading us in those categories. But I will say this to you. We are a team this year that has to get it done by committee. So although we may be led offensively by Salote and Lanaya, we're getting some quality minutes from our point guard play with Naisha and with Jade, and then we're led defensively with Nia Hunter and Cameron Williamson with what they add.
Now, speaking of your returners, Tamia Shaw, she's one of the returners. She's doing very well, distributing the ball against Bluefield State. I think she had like 6 assists last night against that team. She's doing real well. To talk about Tamia Shaw.
She is a ball of fire. You know, I love coaching Tamia. She plays with a lot of energy, plays with passion. And so, you know, sometimes we lack that. Some of the young players now lack the passion that she actually plays for. And so she brings that every day, works really hard outside of the gym, is one of our seniors this particular year. And so she wants to leave that legacy where she has helped rebuild something in terms of where we're trying to go.
Now, Coach, we're still at home. We face Virginia Union. And then after that, we go into the Southern Division with Fayetteville State. Talk about those 2 upcoming teams.
I will say this. With the CIAA, it is every night is a fierce competition, and so you have to be ready. There's so much parity in our conference now, and I love it, you know, because if you're not ready to play on that particular night, you will find yourself in a tough situation. And so as we're reacclimating ourselves, I am reacclimating myself to the conference. I love the fact that I've come in and so many teams are fighting or are separated by 1 or 2 games. Mm-hmm. And so we played Virginia Union at their place. Coach Dunk is doing a great job. This is his first year as well, but he's no stranger to the CI because he's been at Elizabeth City State before and did a great job there as well. And so we have to be ready. You know, we're at home. We want everyone to be there to give us that 6th man that actually gives us just that little push that we might need in these close games. But it's going to be a gritty, hard-fought battle, you know, defensive battle, yes, adjustments made, student-athletes playing on the floor at 50-50 balls, just entertaining style basketball.
All right. Well, Coach Taylor, thank you for joining me, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Don't forget Wednesday, January 14th, we're hosting Virginia Union University with the women tipping off at 5:30 p.m. with the men to follow. And on Saturday, we're hosting Fayetteville State at 2 p.m. Saturday's game is Greek Day, so all the Greeks come out just with your Nelia, and we have a special treat for you at each halftime. That's another great episode of the Golden Bulls Sports Review. We're just getting the cobwebs out, we're stretching our arms and our legs and getting back to our norm. But next week, we're going to have much more exciting interviews coming up with track and field and bowling. Speaking of bowling, we're hosting a bowling event next week. So check back for more information and make sure you come out and support the bowling team. Before we go, you know I have to shout out the greatest sorority. Today is Founders Day, and I want to say Happy Founders Day to all of my sorors of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. 113 years of sisterhood, scholarship, service, and social action. Happy Founders Day to my sweet, sweet sorors.